Hey, this is Charles Lewis.
Hi, photographers. This is Todd Lewis, and welcome to this week's Lewis-sized kick in the pants photography money making video. We have so much great stuff that we want to cover over the course of this year that we're planning on coming to you each week with a kind of a short, 10-minute or so video that gives you some things to keep you motivated and energized and keep your marketing moving forward in your photography business. Again, all geared toward portrait and wedding photographers. So I'm excited to jump into today's video. How you doing, Dad?
Doing terrific. I'm excited about what we're going to talk about today.
Great. Well, let's jump into the first section. I always like to start these things with kind of a motivating quote of the week, mainly because I feel there are a lot of people out there that have very motivating things to say. Hopefully, you feel that my dad and I are two of those people, but in addition to us, we want you to hear from other people. This one comes from a very famous non-photographer, but a name I'm sure you will all recognize, Albert Einstein, who said, and this one I love this quote, and it's a little funny. You may wonder how this applies to photography. I'll let you know in a second. But Albert Einstein said, quote, "Any man who can drive safely while kissing a pretty girl is simply not giving the kiss the attention it deserves." Now, to look at Albert Einstein's photograph there, we wouldn't think, boy, this guy knows how to, woo the ladies. But apparently he knew that a kiss deserves a certain amount of attention. And and I love that quote because basically it says to me is, while being a good kisser is an art form and a skill all in itself, I like this quote for another reason as well, and that is that life and all the moments in it are all about focus. So be sure to give the important things your full attention when needed to get them done properly.
Yeah, Mr. Einstein was a man of extreme focus, which is part of his absolute brilliance. And you have to do the same thing with your photography business. You have to really be focused. And no, we're not talking about the focusing of the images, which of course is very important as well. But you have to be focused on what you want to have happen. If you don't have dreams, aspirations, goals, objectives, then you don't know why you're getting up every morning. So it's very important that you know exactly, and you can't just say, oh, I want to make more money. It's got to be very specific. You've got to spend time with yourself, all alone, with no television, every morning. Start your day that way, where you get yourself in the right frame of mind so that you can accomplish exactly the goals you have set.
And then once you get to each one of those goals, so after you set them, then it comes to this point that Albert Einstein made, which is staying very focused on the task at hand. In this case, kissing a pretty girl. Give it the attention that it deserves. So think of you. That's the thing to take from this week's video is think of your business as kissing a pretty girl or a
Oh,
guy. You know.
okay.
So there you go. All
Right
right.
on.
Moving on to our motivational exercise of the week. Motivation takes constant effort, but it's a good effort. It should be something kind of like exercising the rest of your body. You exercise your state of mind, your attitude throughout your day, and sometimes we need a little exercise to keep us motivated. Well, this week I want you to think about using the power of visualization to help you meet your long-term and your short-term goals. Now, it's inevitable that you will be met with challenges along your way to success in any goal that you undertake.
Yeah, and the key is to be sure to visualize clearly in your mind's eye, not only the goal itself, but you taking the path to achieve that goal. You have to believe and see that you truly can accomplish those items and goals that you have set. You've got to believe in yourself first before you accomplish anything else.
The power of clear visualization has been proven time and time again to be a key to great success. And you can and should use this with any goal that you set for yourself.
When you find yourself hitting roadblocks or challenges, use this technique to help you to push past those pitfalls and finish what you set out to do. It's not always going to be simple. It's not always going to be easy, but the successful photographers are those who are persistent in their goals, good at visualizing what they want to accomplish and how they truly can accomplish it.
And you do. You have to be very specific with your visualization. So as you're seeing, if it's a short-term goal, just something that you needed to accomplish today, visualize again yourself, not only, the goal itself and what you hope to feel once you reach that goal, but visualize yourself achieving that goal, taking the steps. This is used in sports all the time. I mean, I could spend all day talking about this stuff because I love it. It's important. But I mean, this is used in sports all the time. They'll say, visualize yourself making that long jump. You're getting ready to beat the world's record at the Olympics. Visualize yourself running and then making that leap and flying through the air. And coaches in all levels of sports and different types of sports will say that this type of visualization works extraordinarily well. Well, it works in all types of success, and it can work for you too. Again, long-term, short-term goals, everything. If you're having any problems, visualize yourself achieving the goal and how you'll feel once you've achieved it.
Yep.
Next up, our fast action marketing tip of the week. Remember, as a photographer, you are not only a photographer, but first and foremost, you are a marketer and a seller of your photographic services. That is your primary job, if you will, your primary area of focus should be in the marketing, because if you don't do that, the rest of it just plain doesn't matter. So each week we're going to give you a fast action marketing tip, something that you can take action on right away and start utilizing in your marketing plan for your business. This week we want to talk about never letting yourself forget that marketing, anything in the world, is about using emotion and connection in a powerful and honest way. Right, Dad?
Yeah, as photographers, this is even easier on the surface than for some other businesses, because we're selling something that is obviously about emotion and connection. That's what we're creating, images that cause emotion and feelings and connection in others.
Yeah, and again, I'll argue with anyone that no matter what it is you're trying to sell, the best way to sell that item, that thing, that service is through connecting on an emotional level and using emotion to sell it. And I'm not talking about using it in a manipulative way. All right,
Nope.
you need to be able to do this in a very truthful way. Get in touch with your own emotions, get in touch with your own empathy and your understanding of other people. And as photographers, I think inherently we already have that propensity inside of us because we're trying to capture emotion and personality on camera. So by doing that, we're also probably interested in people. So that makes our job even easier. But what I want you to do is I want you to look at every sentence, every aspect of your marketing, and ask yourself, is it really working to connect in an emotional way with the people who see it? And that's every sentence of the marketing that we do, both online and offline, no matter what it is. Every single sentence, my dad and I look at it with that mentality. Is it working to continue to build the emotion, the connection, and talk in terms of benefits to the client?
Yeah, because people invest in photography for emotional reasons, and that's an absolute proven fact. So no matter what method of marketing you're using, whatever technology, old technology or new technology, this emotional basis must be the main thrust of your marketing if you want it to be effective. Absolutely.
So there you go. There's your marketing tip of the week. Go through all the marketing that you're doing and tweak it based on this very important tip. All right, our next section here is words from other photographers. We received a wonderful message this week in kind of an odd way, and I thought I'd pass this on to other photographers. Thought they'd be interested to hear it. During our big Photography Techniques live online event that we held this past Tuesday with Tom Morelli, fantastic photographer and friend of ours in Brewer, Maine, we got this message during that live event typed into us from a photographer named Kate. She said, quote, "Chuck and Todd, just a quick thank you. This weekend, due to diligent application of the techniques and suggestions you and other great photographers have taught me, I had a $4,800 sale. Woohoo! And thank you so much." And that's from Kate Cadillo. And Kate's been studying with us for a long time, obviously has been studying with a lot of photographers, and is, most importantly, again, taking action on the things that she discovered at a $4,800 sale. Now, to some photographers, that may seem like, oh, okay, yeah, that's pretty good. That's a decent sale. to a lot of photographers out there, they're going to look at that and go, wow, $4,800 from one client, one sale? That is absolutely fantastic. And Kate is, again, living proof, just like hundreds of other photographers out there that are utilizing our secrets, that this stuff can really work.
Yeah, thank you, Kate. And keep in mind who really won in that transaction. Yes,
Right.
Kate ended up with some money, but the client is the real winner. So the things we're talking about every week with you are not about any kind of pressure or trickery. It's about a win-win. The client wins way more than we win by investing a significant amount of money in their photography and having beautiful images displayed proudly in their home.
Yeah,
Congratulations, Kate.
yeah, absolutely, Kate. As you can see, we firmly believe in what it is we do in the photographic world out there. We don't believe that we are, cheating anyone or getting them to invest in something they're gonna, decide they don't want somewhere down the line. Absolutely not. So, and we could talk about that all day too, but we got to move on here
Yep.
into our goals and planning section here. Now is the time to take a look at your goals, your progress over the last week or so, and then also planning of your upcoming week. So here we want you to first of all read your goals aloud and then review your progress from this past week and make notes on how you did, both positive things and things that you maybe could have done a little bit better, and then plan your week out. This is a very important part of these weekly videos. I hope you're doing this. Pause the video until done, and then we'll come back with some final thoughts for you for the week.
So hopefully you're doing that right now while we're pausing, right?
Absolutely. Well, and if they're paused, they can't hear us saying this. They'll hear it when they come back. So hopefully you just did that, and
True.
you came back. Again, it's so vital to do this. It keeps you on track. That's why we've got that target there with those, those darts hitting the bullseye. You gotta do these steps in order to make that happen. All right, time for our final thoughts for the week. Now, we want to leave you with some thoughts to keep kind of going in the gears of your brain as you go throughout the week. And remember, our brains will fill themselves with thoughts and attitude if we don't fill them with the ones that we want. We need to make a conscious and ongoing effort to look at how full the glass is rather than how empty it is. Remember, you have the power to dictate your attitude far more than you realize. We all do. It just takes effort and constant and never-ending improvement, action. But the effort put into positive thinking and achievement will pay you back many, many hundreds of times over. Dad, I know you're a firm believer of this, that you've got to keep that attitude in the right way. And again, when things happen that might on the surface seem to be a challenge, a stumbling block, a negative, look at the positives that are going on in your life and so forth, right, Dad?
Exactly. The glass is half full, not half empty. There's so many things that we all have to be grateful for and thankful for. And if you visualize, like we were talking earlier in this video, visualize yourself accomplishing your goals, have specific goals, work on them. This is why I talk about PTS time all the time. PTS stands for planning, thinking, and study time. Every single day, 60 minutes, first thing in the morning. That's how I believe firmly. That's how I have stayed on track and been as successful as I have with my photography business, because I'm focused on where I want to go. One of my favorite writers and people, Oliver Cromwell, was known to have said over and over again, if I cease being better, I cease being good. You always want to keep growing. That's what we're all about, and that's why we're bringing you these videos each week.
You got it. So, hey, have a great week this week. Feel free to watch this video over again if there's anything you missed or you need another kind of shot in the arm to keep you juiced and excited and motivated throughout the week. And we'll talk to you again on next week's video.
Bye now.